Guess we start up. Welcome to Everything's Funny at 3 a.m. My name is Yawg. With me is Dub. Say hi to Dub.
Hello.
And MiTzy.
Yo.
Yay! And we just watched, was it Crimson Peak?
Crimson Peak.
I kept calling it Crimson Peaks. Like,
Everybody's
I don't know why it's Crimson Peaks. I think it's because I want it to be Twin Peaks. Like, I just wanted to be like halfway through.
Everything to be Twin Peaks.
They just
Twin
like
Peaks
start eating pie. And they're just like, oh, this is amazing. No, I didn't.
What's wrong with me? Sorry. Okay.
This is the first beer that she's had all day too. That's
I'm not drunk. I'm
She's
high
excited.
on life.
High on life. Anyway. Crimson Peak. All right.
You know,
No
I want to
trade.
make sure that it's actually recording.
Should we restart?
Please, so that way I can take off the stupid peak.
Oh no, it's still going. It's still going. This is
Oh, we're
good.
leaving that in.
This is that's staying.
I think you need to zoom in on her. When
That's the only time. I mean, we're gonna need that. That's the draw. That's the draw.
Oh yeah.
And
See, girl, did it. Freeze frame.
freeze frame it with just really awkward silence, and then have like.
I'm gonna have it tilted. I'm gonna have it tilted just a little bit, and then it's gonna stay there. It's gonna stay, and it's gonna shift over to the side, and it's gonna be there the entire rest of the video.
No, you better not.
And we're gonna leave it. So right here, if you're wondering what's happening right here, peaks. So yeah, if you kind of started the movie, but anyway, so
This
I guess
is still going in.
Yes, this is still going.
That's fine. I don't care.
I'm trying to think of what the trailers were because there weren't anything special. Krampus was one of them.
Krampus.
I've seen that already.
That actually looks pretty alright.
I kind of want to
I
watch
would go
it.
see it.
I actually, so there was a documentary that was on
Because fuck
TV
Christmas.
about Krampus and stuff like
Krampus.
Yeah.
that. So that's
I
pretty
thought, but I really thought Kevin Smith was going to be doing a Krampus movie. I swear I heard that.
I think he was supposed to.
Yeah.
But those guys are comedians too, so I don't.
Or
But
maybe,
Krampus, but in
Maybe he's
that,
involved with it.
maybe he's involved with it. I don't know. We'll have to check it out.
What was the other one? What was the first one that we were getting? Because that one actually looked good. It wasn't fucking Point Break or anything.
Was it
else.
The Boy?
the boy
The
looks
doll?
creepy as shit. I'm not going
The
to
boy
see
was
that
on
movie.
there, but it was one right before that.
Dolls are creepy.
I love you guys.
I
I'm
don't
not going to see
remember
that
what was
movie.
before it.
I don't remember.
Was it a horror movie?
Yeah. So and here was the thing. Oh no, it was the night before. That was the one. That was right after The Boy.
That was an odd.
The night before the comedy movie.
The-
And
the one
like,
with
we didn't do that.
yeah.
We didn't do that. We didn't kill Jesus.
Yeah, Seth
I thought
Rogen.
Yeah, it was Seth
Joseph
Rogen, Joseph
Gordon-Levitt,
Gordon-Levitt, and
that one
okay.
dude.
And the worst part was, so we're watching these movies, and
Yeah.
so
Not
up
sure
until
who
this
that
point, it was The Boy,
Yeah.
which was scary, and then
Boy,
then
let's just talk about
It
that
looks
movie
fun.
real
This looks like
quick.
a
That was
fun
interesting.
movie to me.
I
So-
think it's so creepy.
old people have doll of son who died, and then they hire a sitter
A
for
babysitter.
yeah
An
for doll who died.
American babysitter.
She has come all the way from the colonies
From
to take
America.
care from America.
To take care of our son.
I like how everybody in like England or Great Britain, they're all Scottish.
Yeah, they're all Scottish. It's like, don't worry, son. He came from America. Look, don't worry. He'll put on something fun. He'll put on the Proclaimers. We'll listen to that. Then we'll go to Edinburgh.
haggis.
And haggis, lots of haggis.
Right?
No,
That's
put
Scottish,
bread
right?
on.
Is that Scottish? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Jeez.
haggis. So.
That's right.
I could say something about Scotch eggs, but those are not Scottish.
But
I
they're
did not know that.
delicious. They're
Yeah.
very delicious.
I was completely wrong about those.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
I was expecting-
Sweeney Todd, that bitch.
Anyway.
Anyway, so yeah.
Oh yeah, and she has to follow.
So
the
yeah,
list.
she has a Gremlins style list.
She has the list of things she has to follow.
Dude,
Like,
I don't give a fuck who you are or whatever. If you're gonna be babysitting some rich people's creepy ass doll kid, you do everything on that fucking.
You follow
list.
that fucking list. And
I
you
What
would
else are you
run-
gonna do?
I would run out of the house. I'd be like, why the fuck are you making me watch
And
this
she's
doll kid?
She got all pissed off. Like, okay, apparently she's getting paid really well for it. So she's got the tray of food and she's like, fucking dolls, and she's like scraping it off of the thing,
Because
and then the
you
doll's gone.
I was expecting that right after they leave, she would just like throw it into the corner and then just go like watch TV. Like, I'm gonna go watch the Kardashians
Oh
now.
my
all
god!
weekend.
I would have flipped duct tape around and like so that it wouldn't have any residue, and I would have just strapped that thing
Oh
over the
my
fucking
god,
chair, man.
that's fucking
Like,
brilliant.
I was like, that's a good idea.
Zip tie shit. I'd just be like, so I'm placing you in a corner. I don't give a fuck about your stupid little list. You are not a gremlin. Don't eat anything after midnight. I'm gonna watch the fucking Kardashians. Click.
And I am gonna drink everything in your parents'
Everything.
Why do you know about the duct tape thing?
What?
Why wouldn't you know about that?
Because that's just
So, because you wouldn't get
know
the.
about, I guess.
Why do you? First off, why do you gotta turn this into like a creepy like? So we're talking about horror movies, and you know a trick about duct tape to where it doesn't leave residue on the body.
Should I be worried, or should I use that for future use?
God, I don't. If you're stuck in a. If you're stuck in a house with a creepy doll that you want to make sure that doesn't have duct tape residue on it because it's a nice old rich couple.
Or an unruly boyfriend.
Flip the duct tape around. That way the sticky side is on the outside and just keep wrapping it up. It won't really keep anything there, but you know, it'll still wrap them up.
The more you know.
So yeah, and then it was.
I regret this.
It was the night before, which looked good. I'm not gonna go into that one. Then what was after that?
Those are the only three that I remember.
Krampus and then
Krampus and
Frankenstein.
Oh, Frankenstein! Man!
See,
I don't know. Man.
I cannot wait for Frankenstein!
Those two, no.
You know what it reminded me of?
Hmm?
It, like, the way the previews were, like, I swear it reminded me of, like, it looked like the Sherlock Holmes movies to me.
Yeah, it was really trying to push that. See,
Yeah.
my question is
like
what
Van
is
Helsing.
this movie at all about? Because I don't think that it's... I don't think it's going to be like the trailers are placing. Same thing with Krampus. I think Krampus is actually going to be funnier.
Yeah.
I think that that one is going to be less horror film, more action adventure.
More action.
Yeah.
But because the main guy in Krampus is actually, like, he's funny. Like, he's,
Everybody.
Oh yeah, like,
Yeah.
They're all comedians.
They're all like comedians.
But Daniel Radcliffe and oh my gosh,
Charles
what's his name?
Xavier, yeah.
Yes, the guy who plays Charles Xavier. They're not
Guy from
like
Wanted.
yeah. Oh man, young Charles Xavier in Wanted.
I like it.
They don't.
Anyway.
Anyways, okay, all right. So back to the movie.
No, see, and that's my thing with Wanted was, and I just want to put it on tape so people know. But
Hey.
Wanted,
talking about
as
Wanted.
long as you treat it Wanted as separate from its source material, it's great. If you try to like as an adaptation, it's shit. But as just a fun movie, because that guy plays that dude really well. The dude from Wanted was like this little bald weenie guy.
I never read it. So.
He's interesting. So he's a super villain.
Anyways, all right. So movies.
So we went
Crimson
to
Peak.
Crimson Peak. That movie was too goddamn long.
What?
It was too long.
I didn't think it was long
It was
at all.
like the whole opening part. Like I think it needed to get
Okay,
to the peak fast.
all right. You're saying it dilly-dallied.
Yeah. So at
I
the
can
beginning-
see that.
I don't.
And then
I
I
think
like
that.
my
I think
mother
that.
died from cholera. And I'm like, okay, so she's English. And then it's like, no, we're in Buffalo, New York. Yep, Americans desire worth. And I'm just like, thanks.
That's where they were.
What's the
I wasn't even paying attention.
It says Buffalo, New York at the bottom.
I know.
I missed
I know.
that.
And then like right after, I was like, what did
So,
it say?
I thought the
We weren't
girl,
paying
I wasn't
attention.
I thought the girl, like she's talking at the very beginning, she's like, when I was a child, my mother was taken by the black cholera. Like she's doing like some like doofy like she's doing an English accent.
Was she?
The entire fucking time.
So then why couldn't she just lose her English accent as it continued?
Because she wasn't English, she was American.
Maybe her dad was American, but her mom could have been English.
I don't remember it sounding. I don't remember.
I just remember it.
Obviously, there needs to be more backstory.
It was so scary. I was an orphan. I wanted some more, please.
She wasn't an orphan.
No, she was. It's Oliver Twist.
Oh, sorry. I was like.
Sorry.
I was
That's
like,
why I said want some more, please.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part.
Please, sir, I want some more. I'm an English orphan. Do.
Did they also say hokey dokey?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Especially when they're trying to get to.
Okay, well, apparently I need to.
You need to brush up on your Dickensian orphan slang.
So
I'm
sorry.
disappointed.
I will make sure to do that.
I'm so embarrassed.
Right
This is
after
going
I
up on
tell
the
you,
internet.
fuck off, because it was not even a long movie.
It was a long.
I thought it was the pace of the movie was actually really fine.
I think okay. Look, I'll give it the ending pace, like the
I love
pace
you.
once we finally got to the peak. Like once we finally got to the Crimson Peak, like at that point the pace was good. The pacing was good, and it was. But it's like that whole like 30 minutes at the very beginning of the movie is like shorten that shit the fuck up.
But
like,
why?
we
It
gotta
explains your characters.
Well, it had nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
You always say that though.
It had
You
nothing to
always
do with
hate
it.
the first part of the movie because you
No.
think it's too long.
No, okay. first good.
You hate backstory.
No, I love backstory.
You
Best
are
part-
such a liar.
No, I love it. You know how I know? Because I know Guillermo del Toro does good backstory in the movies because first thing in Hellboy, Hellboy 2, and Pacific Rim, I love the beginning parts of them. The ending part is where it kind of just goes into Chinese food territory and you forget what happened.
How about Mama?
I didn't like Mama at all. I don't like Mama at all. I don't like Mama.
I know exactly why you brought that up, just so you could get in a fight with him, right?
I don't like Mama. I don't like Mama. The entire movie of Mama pisses me the fuck off.
Can we just talk
because
about
of,
Crimson Peak?
Okay, let's try to get back to that. You know, because he loves moths. He really loves moths.
That's what I was saying. Like
He loves fucking moths.
he puts moths. I mean, he put moths in Mama. He put moths in actually in Pan's Labyrinth as well
Moths
because the fairy was a moth first, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think all the movies that I'm like, man, Guillermo del Toro, I love that dude, and it's like there are no moths. Were there moths in? There were a couple moths in PT. Motherfucker loves
Oh
moths.
yeah.
More cockroaches, but some moths.
Oh, cockroach.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like flying around the light or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like kind of just flip, and then done.
I really want to know why he does
Anyway,
that.
I do think
so.
I do think the beginning dragged, but I think it was necessary. I think maybe it went just a little bit too long.
I think it was so.
Could have been a bit shorter, but I think it was important.
And see, that's my issue is I don't know if you'd be able to cut it, but so yeah, you start out, you show the girl, and then you show the which.
Well, I'm going back like scene by scene right now in my head from in the beginning, and it's like I was like, which scenes would I eliminate to make it shorter?
And it's kind of hard to pick one. I think
I would not take out the part with Tom Hiddleston's ass.
That's later.
That's so much later.
That should stay in every single movie.
Guys, no boobs at all. No boobs.
But that
Tom
butt.
Hiddleston booty.
Oh
like,
my god.
3/4 of the ass.
Like
and he's like trying to like plow into petticoat at the same time. So he's like tightening that booty up.
There was a lot of clothing.
There was a lot of petticoat to that. Like that girl like was blooming like a fucking chrysanthemum. Just like, I was like, damn girl. He's just trying. He's the busiest little worker bee trying to get into that poor son of a bitch.
I just like how I love the fact that before, like they would wear like these super long, thick nightgowns to bed, like, and then she woke up, had this like long neck thing on, like this whole long thing.
Touching my neck.
Yeah, me too. I guess I can't wear turtlenecks very often, but like. But then she got out of bed and then she put a robe on, which was just like 100 pounds of more cloth. Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, I hope that house is cold because she's got to be hot underneath all that.
So, and you get to start off, first thing in the movie, you get Scary Ghost. Mama comes out of the thing. And that was the best part about the ghost in this movie was, so he does the finger thing like he does in every movie. Like,
the mama thing, how she has like the long fingers.
It's like the shaky like finger, like.
But a lot of clicking noise.
There was no like fucking around with the ghosts. There was no fucking around with the ghosts. The ghosts were just like, hey, I'm a ghost, and you're just like, oh shit, and then it's like, poof, motherfucker, ghost.
We're not pretty ghosts.
It wasn't even like oh, I think I saw something. It was like, fucking ghosts, and it would like tear after you. So there's one part where the fucking ghost like, you're like, oh, I thought I saw a lady, and the ghost like punches its way through the fucking floor, and it's like, rah! And it's like screaming at her the entire time. It's like gasping, like,
that's a fucking ghost.
Fuck.
It screams at her though like it's in pain.
Yeah, there's no like, oh man, did you see that at the corner of your eye? Wow, that's really pretty spooky.
No,
it's like
boom,
horror.
It's like coming and it's like crawling. And they showed it on the trailer.
Oh, and it's
wherever it's like crawling
like
down the hallway at her and things like that. But I like the fact that they make all the ghosts look different.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the mom is dyed from the black collar, so she's black. She's a black ghost.
Yeah.
And then
the rest of them died inside the house. And okay, so the reason why it's a Crimson Peak, and this is kind of cool. I thought it was actually pretty cool. Was they are clay miners, so they mine a very red clay. And so originally I thought that they were like the vats downstairs were actually like them like hiding bodies inside of this red clay to make it like redder or something like that. Like, we have to sacrifice for the clay, but it didn't go that way. But it was these giant vats of this dark red blood clay, and of course there's clay dripping from the fucking ceilings. The house is a shithole. It's falling apart. There's a giant opening in the center of it with snow and leaves. Which, where the fuck were the leaves coming from?
It's sinking into the red clay.
And so they're like digging the clay up. And where was that?
I expected it to just like. I thought it was gonna do like an Amityville horror ending.
Yeah.
And like it would just end up like collapsing and
like
being sinking.
Just like
Yeah.
But and that was another thing. So you don't get to see that for a very long time. You have to. So you get ghost scare very beginning. You get she Disney princesses. She's like, there has to be so much more for me. I am a woman of understanding. There has to be more. If there was only more.
Okay, she's the same girl that played Alice. Right?
Yeah, so she Alice.
Okay, she was She was basically Alice. Way less like.
She was like fucking.
Than
But she was still I want to do something else with my life.
So originally, at the beginning of the movie, she's actually kind of a badass. Like she's very much like she's I'm gonna call you on your bullshit, and oh really, because that's what his title means.
She's like an empowered lady.
She's empowered. I'll say that.
Smart. She wasn't educated.
She wasn't the nicest, and okay. So the entire waltzing area probably could have been removed.
I liked that dance.
It was nice. And then she's like snarking out about Tom Hiddleston before she sees him. Then she's hitting on the ophthalmologist, or was he just a? Well, I guess they were.
I don't think she was hitting on him.
She wasn't hitting on him.
He had a thing for her.
Well, maybe they didn't.
He was more like a brother to her.
Yeah. What if they?
But he was like, I think he was like really into her.
Well,
but in the end, I think all he really gave a shit about was like her safety and happiness.
Yeah.
I think like.
Cool. That's why when he did the tip,
he kind of moved past that.
You saw him when he did the tip.
Yeah.
He did like so.
He's like, I respect you. It's cool.
So what happens is.
Oh, I thought it was more of like I got my eye on you.
No, it was more of a.
I don't understand.
It was like a thankful. It was a thankful nod. It was a thank you for taking care of her during this.
I understand girl nods.
Please take care of my. She's precious.
Which I expected him to be more like, oh fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Like bitter about it, but he wasn't.
He wasn't bitter. He was worried like afterwards because he was just like and now she's gone. This seems weird, like especially since he was like suspecting. So Daddy dies, which he's Billy. What's his name? Bobby. He's Bobby from Supernatural. So that son of a bitch, he's dying like Sean Bean in his movies too.
The only thing is he comes back in Supernatural, and this one
it did seem like
he died the fuck out of him.
It really does. It's almost like
I'm just saying he died.
The movie, like the beginning part, like now I'm like realizing like the beginning, like what should have just been the intro. The smaller portion, like in the beginning, to introduce everything, goes all the way to the middle of the film.
Point of it, and then by the
time it's ramping up to the end, it's like
the end has to.
There's not a whole lot left. It just goes and goes.
Yeah, it was like half of the movie is taking place in America. You get to see everything, and then finally, like right after Daddy gets killed, then it's like. Boom! We gotta haul ass.
It ramps up and it's like.
So we didn't get to see like the slow buildup of terror inside of the Crimson Peak place, the Alderdale Hall, whatever the thing, and then
it was a little rushed.
It was a little rushed. It felt and that was one of the.
But it was good. I mean,
no.
But like it felt like it's like
we're nitpicking.
There was no slow burn once you get to Crimson Peak.
Because that's where you would start the movie normally. Like that's like you would have that 10-minute beginning, and then you would like here we are at the Crimson Peak, and the reason I love the so apparently the clay is so red that the iron or whatever leaches out of the soil into the snow. So they've got this. It's white and red. I mean, it was a great color palette. I loved it. Like the cinematography,
the art direction, everything about that movie.
The house, I love that
house.
house.
Badass.
So they built that house like
They
from the
built it?
ground up. Yeah.
It definitely looks like
Yeah, they built that house from the ground up. In fact, I think
That's
they went so
nice.
far as to write stuff in the wallpaper, like death or something. Like they had the actual like
So that if you saw
words
that, like,
in there.
God.
so it's like if it was weathering out, you could see shit.
I guess.
Or something. Maybe they were like, you know, if you do it with water, it'd be fucking creepy.
They went through a whole lot of
Yeah.
like they basically
There was
made the house a
lot of
character.
detail. Yeah, there's a lot of detail.
And so everything that you saw from the trailer, though, you kind of knew that Tom Hiddleston is and the sister. So originally, when they're like, oh, something awful is happening, you know, like, I want you away from my daughter, it's America. And he's like, oh, so I will leave. And then, like, suddenly, Daddy's dead. And then she's just like, hey, Tom Hiddleston.
I knew exactly.
Loki.
And that ass.
Like first thing, okay,
At
so
the,
when you
at
saw
the
the
point
thing.
when he's like, I'm going to write you this check and I want you to leave and break my daughter's heart, I knew exactly how this was going to
I'm just like, well, see,
Honestly, I wasn't expecting him to
Really?
do it though.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Were you expecting him to... Okay, because
I was expecting him to just be like, oh, all right, whatever.
I'm
and then
still
he's
going to
gonna
pop
leave.
the question.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
you're
like,
proposing her.
he's still going to propose to
Yeah,
her. And like
exactly.
say, fuck you, Dad.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
and that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
no, I knew Daddy was gonna die because it was like just screamed Daddy's gonna die. But I assumed they would have like done something to him inside of the like he
In
would have
the
like
study
left
or
in the
something?
study. But he takes the fucking money and he runs. He's like, fuck it.
No, as soon as like you see Loki going along with the deal, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna kill the dad.
Kill Daddy.
He's gonna, make this
Dead man walking.
He's gonna propose.
That was
and
so
then-
sad though, because he was such a good
He was
dad
a good,
to
he was a
her.
good dad. He was good. Who's the other guy that you keep telling me it was?
Charlie Hunnam?
Yeah,
Hunnam? I think that is
Yeah.
his last name is Hunnam.
I didn't care too much for. Not that I didn't like him. It's just he didn't really have that much of a.
I think they could have showed more Charlie booty.
There was like 10 times as much butt that I needed.
They have his butt in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, really? Thank God they had his butt in Sons of Anarchy.
I'm just letting y'all know that a Tom
How did we miss out of all this butt?
Tom Diddleston.
There was so much dude butt that we could have seen.
Diddleston.
Why didn't we get more Ron Perlman ass?
Right? There should have been some Ron Perlman ass in that too. I mean, there should have been so much more man booty up in here. That was like, and as a
They were
as a
just
hetero
mad 'cause
guy,
there was no boobs.
there was no boobs.
All
There
they
were
would
like
talk about
every
was
10
boobs.
seconds, even
There were some good opportunities for boobs.
the sisters, like knockers, were hanging out too.
Jessica
Like
Chastain?
yeah,
Okay.
when she's like running through.
Okay,
the
I know
thing.
that you said that you didn't like her acting. How did you like her acting in this
I
movie?
didn't like her acting that much.
Still?
It was alright.
I thought that she did a pretty
I thought
darn
she
good
did a
job
good
acting.
job acting.
Well, she
Fucking
did
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she did crazy. So one of the bad things about the movie was that shit would happen, and like, okay, at the very beginning, it's violence, very hardcore violence, and if you're cringing, like you will cringe during this movie.
You will
So
absolutely
at the very beginning,
dislike-
Dad's getting his head bashed in, and it's like acting like you would see, like it doesn't do like
It's
the nice.
realistic.
Like,
Yeah, the nice like,
it
oh my,
caves
it
in,
caves his
and-
face in,
Like,
so it's hitting
it's broken
the zygomatic
skull.
process right
Yeah,
here, and you're like punching in.
shattered
You're like,
skull.
and he's still moving, and you're like, stop it! Like everybody in the theater. This was actually
It was
without
a great
Mr.
theater.
Stompy in the side. There was a stomping guy. He was like, dum, 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 dum,
It was a
dum.
great
But
audience.
it was a great audience because we're all just sitting there like, and when the girl gets out of the bathtub and it's like the 1 second move,
every
you
dude-
move like,
Every dude in there like,
ah.
and I was just sitting there like,
and then like the part where like okay.
All the gore parts, everybody's like,
I was like,
shit.
and like, cause you see it the first time, because it starts
Everybody's
out.
cursing,
everybody
like,
is because
oh,
it's so
Jesus.
as everybody knows who's actually seen any of his other movies, he gets very
It's
realistic
it's
with
raw.
his
It's
yeah.
It does-
real.
it does
It's
that.
very
Well,
realistic.
see, like the first strike is the movie strike. So like the first hit is oh okay, so he's dead. Like the one hit that you'll get in the movie,
The one hit kill.
and then it's like bam, bam, bam. You're like, stop it! Fuck, he's dead.
Yeah, like
Jesus
they're
Christ.
making sure that he's
No.
dead. But
It wasn't
is
even about, no,
very-
he wasn't dead. That was the thing. Like in the movies, he would be dead,
The
but
thing-
like in real life,
Yeah.
you would have to be bashing the fuck out of his face like that.
The one thing when it comes to gore that I give Guillermo del Toro so much like props for is that in a ton of gory movies,
Mhm.
like they will it'll get to the point where you feel uncomfortable, and then it'll like cut, and like maybe you'll get like a wider angle, or it'll just totally cut from the violence. But Guillermo will take you to the fucking edge, and he will keep making you watch, and you see every fucked up detail of it until you feel nauseous.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like.
It's like the bottle kill in fucking
and Pan's Labyrinth. Whenever you just
you expect it to stop after a couple of hits, but it's still happening.
Imagine the
part.
part.
His face is just completely caved in.
Imagine the part where in Black Swan, what's her name shoves that nail file through her face. You're like, oh! So it's like that every fucking time. It's like, stop it!
In fact, there was a scene exactly like that when somebody gets stabbed in the face.
And then he pulls it out.
And he's just like sitting there. He's like, and then you're just like, and everybody's sitting going like, stop!
I like the detail that he was tearing blood.
He was tearing blood. The eye was like,
I was like, oh Jesus.
So
man, I want to work on those special effects. Like, can you imagine?
Well, that was all CGI.
That
was all CGI.
Yeah.
Him getting his face bashed in, even that was.
Oh no, I think that could have been
there's probably some practical effects there.
There was probably
it's like the way the broken skull and caved in, it looked very.
The one part I didn't like that should have been practical effects was the bones coming up through
the scarlet or the crimson stuff.
So
the clay?
there's these 6 or 7 big clay pots downstairs, like these big, and you've seen them in the
They're like
trailer.
vats.
So they're vats of clay, like liquid clay. And there's this part where bones lift up through it, and it's all CG, and I'm like,
which that whole scene really reminds me of. There's Devil's Backbone, which there's like.
Yeah, I think you've seen that before too.
Well, I don't want to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin it. So I won't.
See, that one we're not going to ruin. We're going to ruin this movie.
But you'll be like,
you've seen it. Tom Hiddleston, face stab.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Like,
Daddy's
it's really cool because you can go and watch any Guillermo del Toro movie and you're like, this is a Guillermo del Toro movie.
He has
because there's signatures. Like you'll see them throughout every film.
The extra violence,
like
the moss,
certain art style. It's kind of like watching old Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Even new Tim Burton, you still see some old Tim Burton.
Like you're just sitting there going like, wow, this could have been so much better if it was old Tim Burton.
Exactly.
Like, oh man. God. Now it's like just a hot topic.
I just love like the architecture and stuff. I just can't get over the house. Like I love that house. Even if it was dilapidated, it was like falling down.
That made it even
was out. I love I would love.
Everything would need to be like so vacuum sealed.
Are you kidding me? I'd freak the fuck out.
I would turn the center place.
It's just gross. Like shit seeping through the floor.
You're like, where's my Purell? Where's my Purell?
I get too cold,
So one of the cool things was that he kept talking about how they were on top of the mine. Now the weird thing was that the clay was oozing from like the second story. Like it was oozing out of places where it shouldn't have been.
But it was the pipes.
Okay,
it was
that
explains it. I didn't think about it.
But the one part that didn't make any fucking sense was the fact
that
there was absolutely no like red coming through the elevator. I wanted that to happen.
It was the elevator shaft.
It didn't look like it.
It was.
It was on
not
stones
like
and everything
like a ton.
Yeah,
it was even in the basement.
You can see them
on the basement.
It was in the basement. It was like pouring out in the basement. It was full on Ghostbuster in the basement. Like there was like stuff seeping out of the walls and shit.
Towards the end, when like shit's really going down, I liked like during like the blizzard and stuff, where you could really see the red coming through the snow. Yeah. I liked how like it was like shit's going down. It's like
it's getting redder.
Now like the mountains fucking
like it's like oh my god.
Yeah, I liked how it looked like.
Oh hail chaos gods.
I thought that was a really cool.
But like I wanted it to go further.
I can't believe that bitch killed the dog.
I wanted it. I know, but
that made me so mad.
It pissed me off.
She
but
died
you know
so
what?
Fucking hard.
They did not at all focus on it. It was in the background. It was over quick. Like it wasn't like oh my god. Like it's not like this whole scene of like the dog getting murdered.
I just like how he's cool with showing people getting murdered and everything else like that. But with the dog, he's like nope.
He still kills animals. So in his movies, but like
so he did that, and then he see the reason why you're not pissed off about that is because when they kill the sister. So sister and Tom Hiddleston are banging, which after seeing that booty, you kind of knew that was going to happen.
That's so.
Now the best part.
That was still so creepy. Wasn't that weird?
Everybody
Everybody knew it was happening.
Everybody knew, but it was like
it was still gross.
The best part is like so the ophthalmologist guy comes in and they have like a tussle and he's just like, I'm going to save her. Don't worry. Trust me. And he like takes the ophthalmologist out there and is like, don't worry.
I changed my mind. My sister's batshit crazy.
So he goes up to the thing. He's like, no, it's over. We can leave. We can leave it all behind, and we can all be together. And you're just sitting there going like, do you love her more than me? And I'm just like, ooh, Tom.
You were so close.
You got greedy, buddy.
Yeah.
You got greedy. And I'm just sitting there going like, that probably could have worked out. Like if she had just been like, this could have been happening.
Like she was really thinking about it, and he's like, we can all leave, and she's like, what? Like,
now see,
instant
if the sister, if Tom hadn't been, and I can't even call him by his like whatever his name was, because I'm just like Tom, you went too far there.
What was his name?
Tom.
Peter?
I just call him Loki.
Loki. Yeah, we call him Loki most.
Like Loki, like he is.
I love that
he's
name.
Loki.
I like him. I really like him.
Loki or Tom.
But like the entire time, I'm just going like, ooh, Tom. I'm just like, that would have actually solved the entire episode of the movie. Like, if we could get each other, like maybe we all keep going on this straight out.
If he just omitted the word all, I really think he could have saved himself the face stabbing.
I think
he's
so.
Or
sister, bam,
face
bam, and you're just like, okay, that's
she
cool.
She stabs him like right here first.
The best part is the entire theater's going, oh.
The entire theater.
The theater's like, oh, why? That's a hole.
I was like, oh my god, bitch.
Like, and he's like, he has like those puppy dog eyes. And he's like,
and he's sitting there like with a stick
just like right in his face, and all of us just go.
It was like when she walks out of the. So she has sister comes down like so. She walks in on them. That's how this whole thing comes down. She walks in and
nothing great.
That whole
nothing was
part
happening.
was like
nothing was really happening. Like he's like licking her neck. That's all it is.
She had
her hand down his pants.
She was jerking him off.
Well, yeah, but like you couldn't see anything with that.
It was
hot. They're actors, don't even. But like no, so she's
Stop it, you guys!
So she grabs the girl and she grabs Alice in Wonderland and flips the bitch off of the fucking third story. And as she's falling down,
like,
bam, it's the second story, bam, into the snow.
Because she's like, oh, you guys have been sleeping together or something like that, and you're not really his sister. She's like, no, I'm his sister.
I'm his fucking sister.
And she's like, flip.
She goes, that's the fucked up part.
The best part is, I am his sister.
And she
bam.
The whole time I was like, you know what? Guillermo has a history of killing the protagonist, so she could be dead here.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I was thinking that throughout this is actually one of the few protagonists that has actually lived
and been the hero.
Yeah.
I've noticed they've started doing the secondary hit though while they're falling down stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's never like that. Yeah.
I like that.
Well, that was something that I had always seen. Now I'm gonna show how nerdy I am. Back 1984, Transformers the animated show. Second the guy gets knocked off, he hits the secondary thing and he slams down another one. And I never saw that again until just recently they started doing the secondary bam, bam. I was just like, yes!
That person's probably
Same thing with fucking Cabin in the Woods. They didn't even fuck around with that part when Chris Hemsworth, bam! And he was like, maybe he's okay. Bam, 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 bam. Like the entire fucking died down.
Did we tell you about that, Dan? Whenever John asked me what my favorite scary movie what the most horrible scary movie was that I've ever seen, and I was like Cabin in the Woods.
And I was just like, that's not.
And he flipped out. He was so angry.
Actually, no, I was just like, I picked It's Followed, and you can pick It Follows too, if you want. We're going to remain civil.
I can't pick one because there are a lot of really bad ones.
Honestly, Cabin in the Woods is not the worst horror movie I've ever seen. It's just the fact that whole
fuck with him.
Yeah, because I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch.
So
exactly
I guess to kind of finalize everything out, Cabin Woods. Crimson Peak has it's a little bit of a slow burn in the beginning. As soon as you get past that, you go really good. Bitch got fucking head dunked.
Oh my
by a
god,
fucking
that was the
shovel.
best
That was the
kill.
So that's why you were okay with her killing the dog, because you get a satisfying, like, I mean, it wasn't even like a,
dude.
she was just like, bam, and she knocks the girl down, she's like, what the fuck, oh my god.
And she's like, you have to,
I heard you
you
the
kill
first
me
time.
or I kill you.
I love that, but she's so fucking crazy. Okay, I have to go back. Just rewind to the whole battle. when they face off at the vats, the clay vats, I was like,
there's 3 clay vats on the side. There's 6 clay vats all together, and they're about what, maybe 100 feet away from each other. And they're like, and she goes, ah, and it's like, and she twitches back, and everyone's like, ah.
The whole theater was like, what? Like the whole theater's not back. I know.
And then they all laughed. Everybody's like, that bitch is crazy. Like,
I think the guy next to me goes, bitch is crazy. I was just like, thank you. Yes, sir. I agree. Crazy. Bitch is crazy. Goddamn.
She's good. She did crazy good. I have a feeling like she totally just like
she had
ad-libbed that shit.
I think
and everybody's
Chastain is like
crazy.
I think she's a wonderful actress. I really do.
Is good.
And I think this but she's crazy throughout the whole thing.
She did crazy the entire movie.
I feel like she's a great actress for that.
You know, I really thought everybody in the movie did really good. It was good acting.
I will give, okay, so, yeah, I'll give it that. Everybody was acting, like, even,
all the major characters.
With me being sassy. The sister did a really good acting.
She did crazy well.
And she did crazy well.
It's been a while since I've seen someone do crazy that well.
Yeah, and the ending was satisfying. Everything was. It was a satisfying movie.
But Jessica Chastain was still good, even
it's
in Mama.
It's an A-, B+ kind of thing. It was one of those like, this is it's like a hearty meal. Like it's like, I feel good after this movie. Yeah. You know, and even though it was supposed to be like this really bad, and it is a horror movie, and there are images in it that will just stick with you, and you're just like, oh my god, why?
Life.
But it's still like afterwards, you're like,
it's more like you were saying. It's more like a mystery.
Yeah, it's more like a mystery. You can take all the ghost story stuff,
horror elements,
out of
but
there.
It's more of a mystery.
Is that why they kept saying the ghosts are a metaphor? Do you think like that was just like foreshadowing? The ghosts aren't really. Don't pay attention to the ghosts.
They're a metaphor of the past.
Yeah.
And you know what? They were.
I'll say
end video.
End video. You know what? You were right. Yeah. See y'all next time on Everything's Funny. We'll talk to you later. End video.
We're not in.
It's over. It's over. We're done. No, we're done. We cut.
I didn't even get to snap.
Oh, you should have snapped. Should have snapped, baby. Oh, you know what? Snap away.
That can be y'all.
Snap it.
I'm not snapping. Please don't put that in there. Jesus Christ. Y'all are the biggest dorks.